In this video, we'll give you one pitcher and one hitter you must avoid in the American League West. I'm Alan Seslowsky, along with Jeff Erickson from RotoWire.com. Let's start with the Rangers. Who's the pitcher that you must avoid?
José Leclerc, who isn't necessarily the closer yet. And I think he's getting drafted as if he is. Now, he could be a very fine closer, but in the past, he's had some problems with control. He's also had some neck issues this spring. I think he probably is the odds-on favorite to close for them. But at pick like 170, 175 or so, you need him to be the closer. That's like the 12th round. And if he doesn't close for you, that you're giving up a good starter or a good position player at that spot.
Right. You think in the 12th round, you need to have a little bit more certainty, a little bit less risk.
You try to chase a second closer in that range, and he doesn't close, it's kind of a disaster.
All right, give me the hitter who you're not drafting right now at their ADP on the Rangers.
And that's Adolis García. And it's so funny, when I was preparing for this, I wrote down his name, and he immediately homered in a spring training game. He's the last guy in that outfielder tier that hits for power and speed with a massive batting average risk involved. Big-time strikeout guy, and that works against him a little bit. He was wonderful last year when you got him at the skeptical price. Now you need him to produce. And I do worry a little bit about a drop-off with him. And I also like the tier of outfielders afterward. Teoscar Hernandez. Give me Teoscar Hernandez around later. There's three outfielders in that set that I like. I also like Eloy Jimenez and George Springer in that range.
Okay, let's talk about the Oakland Athletics. Who's a pitcher that you don't want right now at their current cost?
Dany Jimenez's velocity is down right now. I don't think he closes. You know, if you're taking a stab at closing, getting an ace closer, I'd rather go with his teammate Trevor May. There is not an A's pitcher that goes above pick 300. So when I say all of them, it's not really avoiding. It's just you're just following the ADP crowd.
Give me an A's hitter that you don't like.
Esteury Ruiz, this was the easier of the phase. You need stolen bases. He could provide 50 of them. He could also get sent to the minors. I have a feeling he's this year's Malik Smith, this year's Delino DeShields Jr. You may be asking who? That's exactly why. He's a steals guy, but he doesn't do a whole lot else. He can hit for some token power, but he was overmatched when he got called up to the majors last year at the Brewers. I just don't think he's a good hitter.
Who's the Seattle arm that right now you're telling people do not draft?
Logan Gilbert, for the price. I like his teammate George Kirby a lot better. I like his teammate Robbie Ray a lot better, and they're going roughly at the same range. Gilbert doesn't get you the strikeouts those guys get you, and I just don't think there's enough swing and miss in his profile. I think there's some possible regression this season.
The Mariners hitter who's a little bit overpriced in your judgment?
Kolten Wong to be their starting second baseman. I think he's my candidate for this year as a guy that they traded for that's going to find out that left-handers don't hit well in Seattle, and he's going to struggle and maybe even lose some playing time. Get to the point where you don't have to worry about getting him to fill your second base spot. He's going late enough that it shouldn't kill you.
I'm struggling to figure out who you're going to say is the Houston Astro pitcher that you don't like at their current price.
Easy, actually. But don't take Lance McCullers. He's already hurt, forearm injury. He's had forearm injuries in the past. His price is dropping. He's the only Astros pitcher, though, that I am fading. Injury optimism is not a good strategy. Plenty of other good replacement pitchers that can step right in and start for them.
Who is the Houston Astros bat that you don't like the price on?
Is Alex Bregman. I don't know if he's going to hit for the same amount of power. He's coming off another major injury. He doesn't run anymore. Stands alone in his own tier at third base. He's kind of the bridge between the elite third baseman and the next tier down. I just pass right through and move on to the next tier.
Angels pitcher, who's one that you're just not drafting in 2023?
At first, I thought I might take a chance on Carlos Estévez as to be their closer, especially because their GM said that they'd like to see him close when they signed him. You know, getting out of Coors Field, great. Except the track record of pitchers that leave Colorado isn't really that great. They often struggle beyond their Coors Field days. He's having a terrible spring. He's got a manager in Phil Nevin who playing, musical chairs with the closer's job. He may not announce who's closing. It's a full-on avoid.
Is there an easy avoid for you with the Angels hitters?
No, I struggled a little bit with this one. Brandon Drury is the guy I settled on. Qualifies at 3 positions, so that makes him attractive. Had a pretty big year, breakout year, but I kind of feel like this is a career year fade. Someone that really busted out last year with the Reds, got traded to the Padres. Now he's got his first real contract in a while, and he's not even set in one position. I think he'll mostly play first base, but they also have Jared Walsh there. He could play third whenever Anthony Rendon is hurt, which might be frequently. He might play some second base. Point being is he's going to be bounced around a little bit. The idea that he'll repeat is probably not anybody's idea. I don't think you're really paying for that, but I just think there could be just a evaporate issue here with Brandon Drury. So I'm probably going to avoid him. He's not too expensive, though.
If you enjoy videos like this, consider hitting the like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications when we put up new video content every week. And right now, you can check out RotoWire's prospect rankings and premium content for free. Just go to rotowire.com/try. And to see the rest of the videos in this must draft, must avoid series, we've linked them all in the video description below.